Hello everyone, we're going to go through videos for iPad training, and we're going to do Microsoft Office. We're going to start with Word and work our way through a few of these different options. So in Word, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot of editing with department forms because they're macro enabled and they have some security. But if you were to use Word for anything that you possibly need, if you're working on maintenance contracts, you have daily work reports or things of that nature, you can kind of work in Word. So a lot of times you'll see what's new in Word, and that's kind of some of the things that come up. So we did, MOT review report. Some of this again is not able to be edited, some of it is. Some of these things will not show up, but we're just going to go through some basics. If you were to create a new Word document, so up here in the upper left, so this is a slightly different setup from typical iOS functions, the iOS being intelligent operating system. But again, up in your upper right hand corner is the typical box and arrow, and here that does not do what it does everywhere else. The only thing you can do here is invite people to this location. So basically invite them to your OneDrive to get to this document. In Microsoft Office products, in the upper left-hand side of your screen is going to be the paper with 3 dots. That's going to be the one that's got all of the things that you're looking for. Send a copy, and if you look, there's another box and arrow. Save a copy, export it, print it. If you have an Air printer enabled, you should be able to find it this way. You can send a copy, and then here it gives you the option to email with Outlook or send with another app. Under the assumption that maybe you want to send this as a PDF, under format, you can select the options, and you have PDF or Word document. So in this case, we're going to make it a PDF, and we're going to email with Outlook. So this gives you the name of the file name is already there, and you could be able to send it to whomever you want from this point. So that's really what our function is in Word. I won't spend a lot of time in how we get to Word or how to do those things because it's not functional for a lot of the department forms, but we will do Excel a little bit better. So let me go back to this for a second. Let me close my application so you guys can see what we're doing here. So we're going to go into Excel, and I'm going to want to open a specific document. It's going to open the last thing that I edited here, which was a list that for Central Office Quality Assurance Reviews for MOT that I sent out to department personnel. So I don't want to edit or mess with this. So I'm going to go up here to the left-hand side of my screen. There's an upper corner, there's a triangle, there's a back arrow, and it's going to give me an opportunity to go to a lot of different places. In this case, I want to go to Open. I can open from my OneDrive, or I can open from my iPad, or from SharePoint if I had that connected. In this case, I'm going to open from my iPad, and these are all of the different things that I have connected to my iPad. So because we're doing the District 7 iPad training, let's open that. And what this was a deficiency list where we wanted to add some photos. We did this in the training, but we're going to go ahead and go through that here again today. So here, we're going to zoom in. As you can just see, I'm just pulling on the screen. You could just separate like this and just zoom in and out. So we have item numbers, dates, double click to change the dates. I can highlight any box. Now that it's there, I can kind of focus in, but it's very similar to typical Excel. You just touch on the box, and if I wanted to edit, I can double click. If I don't have the keyboard up, then I have to double click. If I'm already here, and I double click, and then I click here, and I double click, now I get the cursor inside the box. So very similar to how typical Excel works. You have your remarks, so we'll double tap here. Very simple. I just typed in "this needs repair." We'll zoom in and show you that. Okay. So that is the basic function of it. So it gives you, normal Excel. So let's say we wanted to add a tab or a new photo. So just like Excel, very bottom of your screen, you see project incomplete, item list, deficiency list specific to the project, and then a little plus symbol. The plus is going to add another page. Now we have a blank page. That's one way to do it, or we can go back here and edit what we already have. So let's go to editing what we already have. Let's say for item 7, we wanted to add a photo. So at the very top of your screen, you see an option for insert. We're going to select that, and it says photos, camera, shapes, text box. So we're going to say photos, and it's going to go to recent photographs that have been taken, all of the other options that you have. So we're going to go to here, and we're going to open just a project photo that I took recently while I was out reviewing a job. So it may add 2 of these because I hit it twice. So that's one thing with patience. So press and hold here. So if I need to get rid of this, I just delete it. But because I hit it twice, you have to wait for it. It does take time. So it's slightly moving this across the screen as if I wanted to close it. So I'm gonna need to come over here to the corner and shrink it down or make it larger. If you don't do the aspect diagonally, so if I don't do it this way and instead do it this way, you see how it changes the distortion of the picture? You don't want to do that. You want to just mess with it here at the diagonal point. That way you don't mess with the aspect of the photo and you don't change the way things appear. So the cones are shorter, the drums are shorter, and everything's moved, and you distort everything in the image. You lose any type of scaling or understanding, but if you can keep it in the similar aspect that you want. In this case, it's going to be a little small, but we'll use it to mark the box up. So there we go. Another option, you can insert a lot of different things, charts, cameras. So if you want to insert a shape, you get all these really cool options. I'm not sure that we can use much of this, but let's say we want to use an arrow. You can point to something. You can change the size, the outlet, the fill, the outline color. You can make it black, whatever you need to do, but you have to be highlighted on it to change it. So let's say we wanted to go red. Well, there we go. Now we have a red arrow. So to zoom in and kind of show you what that looks like, now you kind of see what you've done with that. So now we're going to say we're done, we're finished, we have something that's ready, we've done all the editing we want to do. Again, we're going to go up here to the left-hand corner with the paper and 3 dots. I have the autosave function on that is already enabled on all department iPads. If it's not enabled for you, it's probably a good idea if you're working on something. We're going to send a copy, and we're going to email it with Outlook, but we want to make this a PDF again, so we're going to do that. And we're going to email with Outlook. It gives you all the opportunity, scaling, print active sheet, entire workbook. You're just going to print as is. And there we go. We have something we can email out from Outlook. That's it for the Microsoft Office, guys. That pretty much all of the functions are the same when it comes to Word and Excel. We will do OneDrive as a slightly separate video on how to access documents there, but many of you are familiar with that. So thanks and have a great day.